there, and thank you so much for setting time apart and joining us today on Transforming Families. Always an honor, always a pleasure to have you on board, because then this means that families are being transformed. My name is Faith Kaulu, and today I am so excited to have you on board. Our discussion today, I believe, is very timely and very key, because it is something that we are witnessing, and it's something that we need to bring an end to in order to ensure that our families are being transformed. Now, before I let you in on what we're discussing, allow me to introduce our guests for today. Next to me is Reverend Carringer, who's a minister with the Presbyterian Church of East Africa, as well as a marriage and family therapist. Thank you so much, Rev, for being here today.
Thank you very much, Faith. It's always an honor, such a pleasure to be in CAC TV, the Transforming Families program. And like we say, members, watching the viewers, we always say here at CAC TV, we see stable families for a stable society.
Sure.
Welcome on board.
All right. And at the very far end is Professor Carringer, who is a counseling psychologist as well as the director of the Kenya Institute of Business and Counseling Studies. Thank you, Prof, for always making time for us.
Welcome, Faith, and I'm happy to have you again, Reverend, together with me in this program. Our families are work, but you can work it.
Oh, I like that. You can work it. So do not lose hope, do not give up. And our topic of today is pregnancy care. We're talking about pregnancy care because it is about time. I mean, we are witnessing a whole lot of drama with baby mama, baby daddy. You know, my husband does not take care of me. He does not help massage my feet. My journey was painful. I would not like to go through that again. And so we just want to understand what are some of the things we could do to each other to make the whole pregnancy journey a special one and a bearable one, especially for women. And to start us off, I'd like us to start by talking about the whole baby mama and baby daddy issue. Personally, it does not sit well with me to see young people bringing up kids, disowning them, not being involved in their lives. For me, I'd like to see this change. And it is such a sad state. I look back and I sit and I wonder, how did we get here, really? Because then how can you have 3 kids you do not take care of, you do not know how they're doing, you just don't care? That is sad and that is wrong. But then again, this is me. So I'd like to hear from you guys, what could we do? I mean, how do we ensure that this comes to an end? Prof.
Right. When we talk about families and families bringing a difference in situations that are challenging, even in this situation of the baby mamas and baby daddies and parents who are not taking care of their own children that they have brought into this world, we need to go back and ask ourselves why. Where is this scenario coming from? And it may be coming from situations where those children now who become parents eventually were just taken care of, provided for, but were not helped to know that they need to take responsibility of everything they do and make happen. If they were just fed and fed and fed, because we are talking about the cellular children, the children who have been pampered. They are the ones who are not taking care of their own children when they give birth to them. So we in families need to train them. Actually, we need a lot of training, whether that training is going to be in churches or is going to be within families or even within communities or even in our schools of learning, so that children can know whenever they get into a space where they themselves conceive and they bring children into the world, then they need to take care of those children. When you instill responsibility in children, then even when they are grown up, they know that I cannot make happen certain things, and then I abandon and I distance myself from that. So for us to eradicate, we need to train the girls and also train the young men on how to take care of their own children when they get them, so that they are well prepared emotionally and psychologically, that that child is going to require you as daddy. And that child is going to require you as mommy.
Yeah.
Because we have also seen situations where girls will give birth and take the children to their mothers,
Yeah.
or their own parents or other caregivers, or even throw them in the streets or in ditches or dustbins. And we have a lot of children who get corrected in 1 year in our country. And therefore, this sense of responsibility needs to be inculcated and cultivated in children, so that they can know they need to take responsibility, and they need to make sure they walk the child the journey. For a person who is walking a child the journey of growing up in the formative stages, and even when they become young adults, they must be what Reverend said in another session. They must be adults themselves.
Yeah.
They must be complete in themselves. They must be entities in themselves, because it is only by becoming an entity, only by taking charge of your own life and knowing that you're competent to handle yourself in your own life,
Yeah.
that is the only way that you can step out and take charge of another person's life.
Yeah.
So we need to help our children, as we are parenting them, to know that they need eventually to become entities. They need to become mature for themselves. And once mature, now they can get children.
All right. Rev.
The issue of baby mamas and daddy mamas, I won't just mention briefly, but give a small background and say,
Okay.
this country, or the current generation, looks irresponsible. But why are they irresponsible? It is because of a generation born in the 70s and the 60s. The people born in the 70s and 60s are the ones that have failed the current generation. Most of those children born in those two, especially the 60s and 70s,
Yeah.
they grew up with very harsh parents. Parents were hard, ruled them with an iron fist, even up to like mid 80s, but mainly there, but even up to mid 80s.
Yeah.
The parents were harder, they ruled them hard because the parents had grown up during the colonial rule. And so even colonial rule, so even finding the resources was a challenge to bring up the kids, so they brought up kids with a very hard life. Now those parents, most of them, because most of them are the parents to the baby mamas and the daddy mamas. They now wanted to correct the hard life they grew up with, life without shoes, going to school without shoes, walking to school, struggling to get food, no electricity. They wanted to correct that. They overdid it. And that's why she would say they are the current baby mama, daddy mama are the Cerelac babies. They are the pampered babies. So who has pampered them? It is the parents that have pampered the babies. Why are they not having a sense of responsibility? It's because the parents never instill a sense of responsibility. So the parents were not done for anything by their parents. You did the homework on your own, took care of yourself. So they decided, I'll do homework for my children.
Yeah.
I'll take care of my children. I'll drive them to school. I'll pay the school bus. They will wake up in the morning and find already their lunch box is packed and it's ready. They will come back and find their bed is already spread. They wake up and throw the blankets around, and I'll do the stuff for them.
Yeah.
Now, that's why you find even the children today that are in the high schools, which are now the children given birth to by the mid-80s, 84, 85 baby parents, they do not want boarding schools. One will be in a national school, asema chakula kuitoshi, kuna baridi, kuna vumbi, nis, all that, and they are put in the private schools. So these children have grown up, the baby mamas and the daddy mamas, they have grown up with a sense of entitlement. My bedroom, my food, my everything. They have grown being done for things not doing.
Yeah. Okay.
So now they get a baby. After they get a baby, they do not know how to take care of a baby. They know how a baby can be taken care of. That's why they are shameless when they get a baby and take the baby to the mother. Because the mother took care of me, so she has the ability to do it. My daddy educated me, has the ability to educate this baby. Get another child and still bring them home. Shamelessly, bring the baby home still. And these are the kids who will leave the baby at home and they are kapiga sherehe. They are the girls, you'll find them with a breastfeeding baby, and they will leave the baby with the husband and they are piga sherehe. Or both, the husband and the wife wako na kamtoto kadogo, wameachia house girl, wameenda kupatu wamelewa mpaka asubuhi. Because they do not know how to take care, they know how to be taken care of. So it is their own child, but they have paid the house girl to take care of the baby.
Yeah.
So, and they don't feel any guilt in them because they have grown up without a sense of responsibility, a sense of care. They have been taken care of. So how do you all of a sudden wake up and tell me to take care? So even as we blame the baby mamas and the daddy mamas, we also need to look into the parents that have brought up those children. And when the parents try now to correct them later, you are correcting somebody who is 25 years, that you're telling them, hii nyumba ni yangu. Kwa hii nyumba hautaniachia mtoto. But the child has never been told to take care. Utakuta ule house girl kwa nyumba, she or he is even complaining, mbona mtoto hajaoshwa na ni mtoto wake. Na ule house girl anasema oshe mtoto, si wewe huwa anamlipa, ni mama yake. Ile nyumba yako ndani ni yake. Nani aliingia bedroom yangu? In whose house? You're already 25, 30 years, but it is still your bedroom and ownership plan kako hapo. So I would say, it is time the parents, especially those who have young children, they start correcting what their parents did. Yes, and start, putting a sense of responsibility early. Because a baby who grew up to the age of 10, 12, 13, not even picking shoes, comes from school, throws the bag down there, puts the shoes wherever. Kesho akienda shule, bagi ilichukuliwa na house girl, ikapangwa, viatu zikachukuliwa, zikapanguzwa, zikawekwa mahali. So the baby comes, amelalala, anaingiza tu miguu kwa viatu. How the shoes came from where he left them or she left them to being cleaned to where they are in the shule.
They don't know
the process.
I
woke up in the morning and I'm 13, 14. Threw the blankets. I now go to bed. The bed is made, is done. How the bed is done was none of my business. Now, then this child becomes 20, 21, they have a baby, and you tell them to take care of the baby?
They won't.
They won't. So the baby mamas, partly the biggest chunk for me, it is the parents that have brought up the baby mamas and the daddy mamas.
All right. Yes. I wanted to squeeze that in our today's discussion because I feel it's very important.
Yes.
And I like how you've taken us back to where the problem began and what Prof said as well, very profound. And I think for me, I'll just say, be responsible. Yeah. If you do not want a child, if you have not planned for a child, abstain. That is also a part of planning, or family planning. So just abstain until when it is time or you're in the right space. Yeah, that's it. Let's leave that aside because that's also another whole discussion. Let's look at pregnancy care.
And that's what you have said. In a nutshell, chukua control ya maisha yako.
Yeah, true.
Kama utaki kuchange diaper, please, before you smack it, wrap it up.
True.
That's what I'll tell the boys.
All right. All right. There it goes, guys. Please make use of this information.
Yes.
Let's look now at pregnancy care. When a woman is carrying a child, I saw a post on social media where someone was saying pregnancy is always an experience, or it's like an encounter with death. Because it's always a risky experience. You never know, complications could arise, your blood pressure could go high, any little stress affects your health. So let's talk about how we can make this journey bearable, both for the woman and the man, because we also know women have emotions during that time and hormonal changes. You're like, good morning. Who told you it's a good morning? And they're shouting. So let's just talk about how we could make this whole situation bearable. Prof, will start with you. What are some of the things that, a woman would appreciate when the spouse or the husband does?
When a woman gets pregnant, remember this is a new experience altogether.
Yeah.
And your body now is destabilized. You cannot understand it anymore.
Yeah.
It is trying to get used to the new entrant into the body.
Yeah.
And therefore you're vomiting, or you're not able to eat very well, the hormonal imbalance, you cannot understand yourself anymore. And therefore the prenatal care is important. And we talk about prenatal care coming from the professionals. If those are midwives or they are nurses or they are gynecologists or they are even in a physician.
Yeah.
That care is important, because then you are told in terms of medical care, this is what you need to do. In terms of eating well, nutritious food so that your baby can grow well, this is what you need to eat.
Yeah.
That is important. But there is prenatal care that comes from one's spouse. You'd want discussions surrounding what you're feeling. When you cannot understand yourself, you'd want support. You'd want your spouse to tell you and to communicate. They care, they feel you, they understand what you're going through. You'd want even to discuss the different trimesters that you're going through, so that you can see what is happening at different stages. For some women, they have complications.
Yeah.
And you'd want, apart from the doctors who are taking care, that your spouse is walking the journey with you.
Sure.
He's not coming in the dead of the night when he's drunk and will not even ask you how you're feeling, because he would want his needs to be met, to eat and all that, and possibly have sex when you're not ready for it, or even when your condition is not permitting it. So that consideration is vital for a woman, and for the feelings and emotions that a woman does not understand where they are at, because she's trying to regulate. If problems are coming from the spouse now, the situation becomes much more difficult. And therefore, you need a person who can walk the journey with you. I remember during my pregnancies and how difficult they were, because again, I have, I would say, a different kind of a uterus, because I have double uteruses and double suffixes and all that. And coming from that kind of a situation, then I needed my spouse even to be with me when we go to visit the doctor, so that he can understand how to take care of me. And therefore, you need a person who can understand those times of difficulties when you're coming into terms with yourself in this journey. So if you get a person who is not taking care of you and listening to you and handling you with moderation, even when he is frustrated, just to know that this person is requiring much more care than the normal care that is given, that helps a lot. And soothes the woman a lot. Sometimes you get a spouse who doesn't care, who doesn't want even to hear. And so even planning for this new baby does not happen. You're planning yourself, and a woman is thinking, you know what? It's like I married myself. Apart from the fact that the seed came from him, there is nothing else that you would want to touch. So that makes a woman to feel abandoned, to feel rejected, to feel her own situation now is combined with the situation of the mistreatment, and she doesn't know how to understand that. We even know that there are women who check themselves in for delivery. What a sad situation. If you're that man who can allow a woman to check herself in, or even you don't care about the maternity fee for her, then just know that her resentment and contempt that even continues into the marriage, you have given an opportunity for that to happen.
Yeah.
You have created an avenue for the hatred, the bitterness, the disrespect that a woman has after childbirth. You have actually made way for it. So what a woman requires, for me to add this, is that comfort, that being held, to be told I care. And not only do I care for you, but I care for the child within.
Wow. Very well put. Very well put. Thank you, Prof. Rev, speak for the men.
I've got very few words here.
Okay.
This is issues of pregnancy, guys, and my viewers, I have very little to say about pregnancy. I was telling the ladies here, I have never been pregnant.
You should actually have a lot, because you have impregnated.
They claim that I have initiated pregnancy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what do I say here? One of the things I would say is that I have learned during my wife's pregnancies. I have learned to ask,
Okay.
what can I do for you? Pick me up or bring me this. What can I bring for you? I have not tried to be the expert in terms of prescription, in terms of what you need to drink. Unless the doctor says take A, B, C, D. If she tells me she wants, like, every pregnancy she has asked for different things. The time she wanted a cold Coke. The time she wanted really ice cream. I really bought ice cream and maembe. Sometimes I really had to go to look for maembe very big, long distances.
Yeah.
I don't know what was in the mangoes of that. So there is I will ask, what is it you need? Then I'll be there. Something else that I saw myself enjoying, I don't know whether it was for her until finally she did, was feeling the baby, kicking. Anytime the baby would kick, and she would, I would see, I used to feel very nice touching the baby and feeling the baby kicking, and feeling the baby kicking, even at night. Anytime the baby would kick, I would want to feel the baby, and I would feel very nice, listening to the baby. There are those moments when I would literally listen with the ear, to hear whether I can hear any movement or I can hear any sound. Can the baby be talking or doing something? I never heard any sound, so all I experienced were the movements. That's what I did. But I was there. Check out the hostel. The issue, the prof has said that the women who have checked themselves into the hostel, I know a few cases that I have done therapy through. And one of the complaints is somebody saying, and this is a teenager. Their teenager was in problems, so the parents came through to me because of the teenager. And finally, I ended up doing more work with the parents than the teenager. The teenager actually was okay. It's the parents who were not understanding. And the lady's complaint was like, imagine even when I gave birth to this baby, I checked myself into the hospital. That was, this is a teenager. And she's remembering almost 15 years ago, 16, that I checked myself in the hospital. The pain is still with her.
Yeah.
That I packed my own bags, I went to the hospital, and they had a car even there, and I checked myself in the hospital. And I could tell at that moment she's still even struggling with that incident to date. Even though the guy had said sorry. Of course, the guy initially, before saying sorry, we all go those things. What our mothers used to do, they gave birth even in the chambers. They gave it birth. But you see, the times of our parents is not our time.
Yeah.
And I always say, and this I want to address a fellow man, that it's important for you to realize that everybody lives in their own generation. My daughter, my sons, they will not live in my generation.
Yeah.
Maybe theirs will even be way more different than I ever did myself, because their time will be different. Our two sons, their life will be different. Even the way they came, it was different. The way our daughter her life will be very different.
Yeah.
So it's good to realize that everybody lives in their own generation. I would say, be there, me, I was there, ask for whatever. What do you want? Then I do for her what she wants at that particular time. Of course, sometimes for men, we feel like the ladies take advantage of the man during pregnancy. And that's something you have always had, many guys will ask and say, how comes that my wife requires a lot of attention during pregnancy? Yet we have girls, high schoolers, who have gotten pregnant and have given birth without much ado. How come she's asking all this? How come the pregnancy hainitaki? And you hear it's pregnancy hainitaki. Mbona isinitaki? how come there's no pregnancy that attacks me? Pregnancy is a kunikata. And she's so irritated with my presence. You know, it's so irritating. My presence in Amfanya, you know, askia nausea.
Yeah.
You know, what? How come hakuna pregnancy itaniona itaki kunikimbilia? So you so sometimes men feel like ladies take advantage of the pregnancy because you know when you're pregnant you can get away with almost anything. So the things you have always wanted your husband to do, na hafanyangi, the massage you wanted, massage ya mgongo, nataka nisugulie mgongo, nataka mabega. So sometimes guys would wonder what's the relationship between mabega na mtoto. Na sio. So don't say, instead of waiting until when the lady is expectant, ili aitishe mambo, just say it from the word go, this is where I did, this is what I did. But I would agree, men, you need to be there for your wife when she's expecting. This is your baby. Be there for her.
Okay.
Walk with her. Go for the prenatal clinics with her. It's important to be with her. In those prenatal clinics. I was there. But the ones I have not been there are very few, just in case I had duty. Check your wife into the hostel.
And check her out.
And check her out. Yeah. Be prepared financially. It will be very bad for the woman to be the one to pay for her maternity bill. You are responsible. Don't tell us you don't have money to pay the bill. You saw the pregnancy all the months. As you remember, somebody who walked into my office one time saying hana pesa ya kulipa maternity. Na ilikuwa ni Pumwani those days. And the bill I still remember was 3,600. So I asked the fella, how much do you have? He said, I have nothing, Pastor. And I looked at him and said, miezi tisa, na you have nothing. And I asked the guy, yani kazi yako ni mwenjoyo, mimi nakulipia. I said, no way, go look for money.
Yeah.
At least I will match what you have. If you get a shilling, I'll give you two at the other shilling. If you get 3, I'll give you the other. And the guy for sure went and got some money.
Okay.
Yeah. So he went and got the money. So I would say like it's important. It's 9 months. Get ready, and then pay for the bill.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you for putting it out that ask, because as Prof put it, it's a new experience. So we don't even expect the guys to know what the woman needs. So ask, and that also makes me tell the woman, if you need something, ask as well.
Amen.
Don't say he doesn't do and you never requested him to do it.
And assuming, the lady sita nikimwambia si hata anajua. Sasa atajua jina hajawahi kuwa pregnant. Simwambie tu ile vitu unataka.
Oh yeah. So let's talk briefly about the hormonal imbalance. That most of the time men are the victims. Pregnancy, I do not want to see you around, or I want ice cream and it's 2 a.m. in the morning. Let's talk about that and how, as a woman, probably you could manage it to also make it easy for your husband who wants to be there and support you during that period.
Right. Your ice cream, 2 a.m. I actually got asked for ice cream.
Okay.
In the morning. And I had a funeral to attend. So I needed to leave the house around 6. My wife said, before you go, I need an ice cream. Supermarket ijafunguliwa. Now, and where we were living in Buruburu, Mesora was a distance. So sending the house girl, akunya na ice cream ya corn, kutoka huko kitambo afike. Ita melt.
Kizungumkuti.
Yeah. Right. The hormonal imbalances, they are real because we are talking about the physiological processes within a woman, and they are not faked. That you prefer to eat a samosa or to eat ice cream or to eat soil. The body is asking for particular nutrients, and we need to identify what are the nutrients that are required by this lady so that she can be provided. I think just understanding and talking through, many a times what happens is that they are not listened to. Reverend has talked about living within your generation. That generation where husbands never used to be so concerned about women who are pregnant, there were women who are taking care of a pregnant woman, and many of them within the household.
True.
And they'll make sure that they are providing the support, the advice on a consistent basis. And some of them were midwives, so it was known if she's going to deliver, then the midwife is just in the neighborhood and she's going to be called. So the husband did not have to really put a lot of effort in supporting the wife, because society and communities ensured that that is going to be provided for. And therefore she's sheltered and he is okay. But we are talking about smaller families where you don't have anyone else who can take care of you when you're having these hormonal imbalances. Now, talking to the women, I never used to feel like I hate my spouse or I hate a particular individual. And even when you feel the hate, you need to control and regulate that. To just know your hormonal imbalances are the ones that are getting you to that space, and you need to be the one who is going to be in control so that you can regulate yourself to a more normal situation where still you're not creating a lot of acrimony and you have a lot of animosity to people who are significant to you. And that is where we need those kind of women to go for counseling or to be taken for counseling, both for that period of time when they are carrying the pregnancy and even after that. Because that kind of a woman is the one who is going to have postnatal depression. Because you are unable to handle your own emotions. Even when the baby comes, it's going now to be a crash program when it comes to management of emotions. And you find this individual going down. Now it becomes clinical. So what are we saying? It is true that physiological processes are there, changes are there within the body, but they can be exaggerated. I agree with Rev that some women will take advantage of a man during that period of time. And we want to talk to such kind of a woman. If you continue pretending, when now you really are needy, you're not going to be supported. And you don't want that kind of a situation. We need our families to be healthy so that we can say, when I have needs, let me say I have needs. But when I do not have the needs, let me not fake that I have needs, so that we can walk through this journey. So faith, yes. Physiological processes, the doctors will advise, the gynecologist is going to advise, even the midwives are going to advise, even other women will say, this is what happens. So you need to do this when that happens. When you're feeling like your emotions, you're not able to handle them, sleep a little bit more. Take care of yourself a little bit more. Reach out to a person you can talk to a little bit more. Not a person who is going to judge you, but a person who is going to help you be able to explore what you're going through so that you can calm down. Because the idea is to bring her down so that even the fetus within can be taken care of. If like for example, a person gets so angry during the pregnancy, that child comes out like that because the child is also picking the climate. The climate has a way of affecting the child even after birth. And women need to know you need to create a better environment, because a very hostile environment even causes abortion and miscarriages. So you don't need that for yourself. You need to cool and to calm yourself down so that the pregnancy can sit well for you to be able to take it to term.
So let there be love, let there be peace, happiness just during that period.
Even when there is no peace and happiness outside there, try to create it within. Because you are going to be the mother who is going to be taking this child along the journey, and you're not going always to say, Dad never used to take care. Do your own part. Attend to yourself so that the baby does not come out harassed and will harass you.
I couldn't agree more with that. If you have a burning issue?
Just to say that is very powerful, you know, coming especially from a woman. That you need to take care of yourself. There are these emotions, because indeed true, there are physiological changes in your body. emotional changes, emotional imbalances could be there. I can imagine, because there's another baby, another life growing into you.
Yeah.
But you need to manage that, because if you start taking it over everyone else, your husband, if you have a house girl or workers or office mates, if you're in the office, and you take it up to her, it will hurt you more than it hurts them.
Yeah.
That's what I always say. It's important to find how to relate with yourself.
Okay.
When you're at peace with yourself, it's very easy to be at peace with the rest of the people. Yes.
All right. Thank you. And I think I also like the fact that you mentioned about post depression.
Post-depression.
Yeah. That's the most of the time it started during the pregnancy period. You ignored it, you didn't take control of yourself, then the baby is here and you're feeling depressed and you're feeling low. So take control of it early. But in case anyone is in such a situation and you need help, reach out and we'll link you to Prof, we'll link you to Reverend, of course, at a fee, yeah, so that they also have something on their plates to eat. Thank you so much for today's program. We want to send out love to anyone who is trying to get a baby, to anyone who's lost a baby, to families who've lost pregnancies, and we want to wish you all the best. We hope that, God will bless you with a child. And to any expectant family, couple, we wish you all the best, and may you soon hold your bundle of joy in your arms. Now, we're in the first part of today's episode here. Do not go too far, because on the second part of today's program, I had an interview with a doula. Now, you need to hear this and you need to know who a doula is and what a doula does, because I tell you, you need that. Rev mentioned that the back massages, the leg massages, sometimes they're too much. Now, a doula does all that professionally and helps the mother as well as the father, walks through the whole pregnancy journey and make it exciting and make it memorable. So do not go too far, because that interview is coming right up after the break.
When total darkness was in the offing, when there was no physical gathering for worship, when people stayed indoors and couldn't visit their loved family members and neighbors, God gave us a timely gift to serve us like no other. The gift that all people have said, it came at the right time. It was God sent. This gift is CAC TV. And since we got it, it has not disappointed.
CAC TV is undoubtedly giving good and effective services to many people wherever our signal reaches.
We thank you for your unreserved, continued support. That support has taken us from that very humble beginning to our current status. We assure you, we are determined to keep you entertained, informed, and more so spiritually nourished.
Tukiwa watu wa imani, hakuna ambalo linaweza kutushida.
With pride, we invite you to join us on yet another auspicious milestone. A milestone courtesy of your support. And what is it? Celebration, and even more celebration. Join us this Monday, the 13th of December 2021, as we commemorate 2 years of CAC TV at Milele Hotels, Nairobi from 6 p.m. The celebration will be packed with exciting content which will be brought to you live on CAC TV. The exaltation of the day will be brought to you by the very Reverend Dr. Jesse Kamau, the past moderator of PCEA Church. The climax of the celebration will be the launching of the next phase of CAC TV. I tell you, utapenda. Tune in to CAC TV on Signet, CAC TV Kenya on Facebook and YouTube to follow this event live.
Season's greetings and praise be to God. CAC TV, in partnership with Githunguri Presbytery, the CAC Session, and the Fraternity of PCEA Karuthi Parish, Miumia Ngatho Church, invites you to join us this Sunday, the 12th of December 2021, for a Thanksgiving and dedication worship service of the church that we fundraised 3 months ago. The service will be hosted by Reverend Jackson Kimemia Mwangi, the parish minister. The guest preacher will be the very Reverend Dr. Jessica Kamau, past moderator, PCEA. In the afternoon, join us for an exciting session of Youth Tuko program from PCEA Olosirkon Church, Assyrian Parish. The session will be hosted by Reverend Anthony Miringu, the director, PCEA Youth Department. Tune in to CAC TV on Signet, CAC TV Kenya on Facebook and YouTube to fellowship with us. And without further ado, let's get into it. So with me in studio today is Malita Mutambo, who's known by many as Malito Kuzala Doula. And that is all we are talking about today. Who is a doula? What does it mean when we talk about a doula services? And is it quite necessary or important? I know most of you, or rather most of us, haven't heard about the word until today. So you're welcome, and worry not. Let's get to the end of the program and get to learn more about who a doula really is and the services they offer. So thank you so much, Melissa, for being here today. Karibu sana to today's program.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone, and I'm happy to be here today at CAC TV with Faith.
All right, you're looking nice.
Thank you.
Amazing, and thank you for being here. Before we, get to ask questions about what you do as a doula, just let's start by generally putting it clear to our audience. Who is a doula?
A doula is someone, he or she, who offers physical, emotional support to moms, pregnant moms, and childbirth. Also postpartum.
Yeah. So you said he or she. So we have male doulas.
Yeah.
All right. So that could be quite interesting. Yeah. I don't know how people react to that, because of the whole male-female relationship and the awkwardness that is there. But I'm glad to know that they are male doulas as well. Yeah. And let's talk about any kind of training that is necessary for one to become a doula.
Any training, someone has to go childbirth training, childbirth education, postpartum services, education. Yeah.
All right. So you go through a process of being taught all the stages of pregnancy. Yeah. And you've mentioned that childbirth is something that a doula has to be equipped. So can a doula help a pregnant mother give birth?
Yes. A doula helps in supporting a mom during prenatal, childbirth, and postpartum. Yeah. Like I mentioned earlier, a prenatal doula comes in to prepare a mom and a partner through pregnancy. Like you see body changes, what to do, what to expect. Yeah. Breastfeeding, body changes, hygiene, postpartum.
Okay, we'll get into that, and I'm liking how you're going. So let's go back a bit to the childbirth. Can a doula, I'd say, replace a midwife? Because no. All right. And why so? Because then if a doula is trained in childbirth, then why can't they replace a midwife?
A midwife is a medical train to help to help with birth delivery of the baby. Okay. Where a doula is help to support the mother physically, like touches, massages, help with breathing. Yeah. Okay. To make sure the mom is okay. Yeah. To deliver the baby. Yeah. As
much as a doula is trained on childbirth, they cannot replace that of a midwife. So it's still important. What I'm getting is that if you hire the services of a doula, it's still important to also get medical services as well. Yeah. All right. Yes. So let's now talk about the support that is rendered to a pregnant mom. Once someone knows they are pregnant, I think first of all the right question will be, when is the right time to hire or to seek out the services of a doula? No, I usually recommend when you're in third trimester. All right. Yeah, that's where you come to learn what to pack for the hospital, what to expect, breastfeeding, how to handle the baby, and to shower the baby. Yeah. Yeah. So during the first periods of your pregnancy, it is not quite necessary. No. What if a mother, he is a first-time mom who's anxious, who's tensed, and they think, let me get a doula? Someone to talk to, to advise you and support you. But usually we start third trimester. Oh, yeah, that's when I can offer my massages to a mom
because first and second is not allowed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what does the massage do?
The massage helps with reducing back pain, joint pains, anxiety, and to have better sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially the trimester, that's when you're not able to do anything, like you're tired. Yeah.
Other than massage, what else is included in the package?
The bath classes. That's where you learn how to shower the baby if you're first time mom. Breastfeed, how to handle the baby, even your partner. This is where we bring kangaroo for male.
Okay.
Yeah, male have to learn how to do kangaroos. I've noticed some men don't know.
Yeah.
They think this is for only moms. Yeah, so we offer classes like to teach the couples what to do and what to expect from your partner and from your baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the services, as much as the woman benefits firsthand, but as well as they include the man in terms of teaching them and educating them.
Yeah.
Would you say it also includes emotional support? Let's say this is also a first-time dad who's anxious and all that.
Yeah, that's why, like, if they don't get classes, you find some male going through anxiety during labor, and
Okay. How do you help calm down a couple that is anxious?
Yeah, I talk to them. I tell them it's fine. First of all, it's about acceptance. You know, after getting pregnant, they'll tell you congratulations, and they'll leave you like that. Not take you through steps.
Yeah.
When the baby comes, they'll tell you congratulations, not knowing what you're going through as a mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So during the third trimester, you've worked with the mom, you've helped them pack for hospital, you've helped with the massages to prepare for childbirth. On the D-Day now, what key role does a doula play?
A doula comes in. Of course, we discussed that your due day, I have to be there to support you, to take you through the steps, to talk to you, to help you with breathing, and also massages. You know, there's a scenario where you find a lady doesn't want the husband to be around, and ends up calling someone else.
Yeah.
Come and massage me, touch me, scrub me. So that a doula has to be there to help you with all that. Yeah, like the walkings, to talk to you. It is fine. Yeah.
Wow. And now, what if then the husband is there as well? So now, what roles does the doula play?
As a husband, they usually get overwhelmed. Although when they are there, yes. You, as a person, you cannot do it continuously. But you, as a doula, you're trained. You know what to do. You know how to handle the situation for both of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So does this include even people who give birth in... Okay, first of all, let me bring it back a bit to ask, does a doula services include people who have birth at home or also in the hospital?
It's both, but you can prefer doing at home or in the hospital.
All right, okay. But now in the hospital, does it mean then you have to take a private wing or even just in a public hospital in an open space, a shared, how are they called? A shared
doing labor
Yes, yes. Is that also a convenient place for a doula?
It is. It depends with the hospital if they allow doulas, although hospitals don't allow it. Yeah.
Okay. So you also, even when you're seeking out the services of a doula, you also have to put in mind where you give birth from and talk to the hospital if they will accept to have the doula.
Yes, yes.
So if the hospital declines, then how do you go about that?
Yeah, I'll have to discuss with the client from home what to do. Yeah, and also with the partner. That's why when you educate both of them, your partner will be able to help when a doula is not around.
So it's important for both of them to be involved.
Yeah.
All right. The offices of the services of a doula, rather, does it help make the childbirth process smooth? Does it guarantee that? You know, the mother will have a vaginal birth, or any could happen?
Yeah, it helps with the smooth delivery, smooth labor. Okay. Yeah, because you're informed than just not being informed at all about what's happening or whatsoever. Yeah, either CS or vaginal birth. Yeah, you have to be open for it.
All right.
So we don't only talk about vaginal birth. We talk about both. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, that's amazing. So let's talk about, when we talk about brides and people who are preparing to walk down the aisle and people who are controlling, we call them bridezillas. So we also have, I believe, moms who would want to control everything, and you'd find that it might be difficult for them to heed what you're saying and to listen to you, then how do you deal with such a person?
I always tell them they need help whatsoever. You need help. You need someone to talk to. You need to open up. You need help. You cannot know what to do everything. That's why mom go through depression, because they think they know it all. And at the end of it, you'll be surprised or shocked by the outcome. You can prepare yourself for the vaginal birth and you end up with a CS.
Sure.
Yet you need help, like to shower the baby, to help you hygiene, what to do. Yeah.
Okay. So you've worked with a pregnant mom. It is the 3rd trimester. Where then does your services stop?
I go up to postpartum. It depends. A doula can come in hours, days, or a month, even 3 months. It depends with how you negotiate with the client, what help she needs. Yeah, there are those ones who prefer postpartum doulas, whereby she feels that she'll be depressed or she has already another kids to take care of. So when a doula comes in to help with, because I monitor even what the mama eats. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you take them through dieting.
Yeah, they don't do dieting postpartum up to 6 months. So I make sure they're eating. They're feeding well. Food that doesn't bring colic to the baby. I help them with nurturing the baby. I do postpartum services, which I do hot water kneading. I knead the whole body and the uterine massage to help with until the lochia clears.
All right.
Yeah. So until the mom is strong enough to nurture to herself and to bond with the baby.
Yeah. So other than getting the services of a doula during the 3rd trimester, you mentioned that there are people who prefer postpartum. So there's a mother who would come to ask for your services after childbirth, not necessarily throughout the whole pregnancy, and you'd still be there for them. So how then really important are the services of a doula, especially in Kenya, where we haven't really received, I'd say, this career with open arms?
Yeah. I beg your pardon?
How then would you say is important to have the services of a doula?
Okay.
Yeah.
Like it helps you to bounce back. As a mom, after giving birth, you expect your body will go back the way it was. You end up with a big belly. So the services help you to bounce back. The hot water kneading, that helps you like not go through depression and anxiety. When you have help, there's a way how your mind is settled.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe
take us through step by step. How would I say? Step by step help that you give mothers who have just come from hospital. Yeah.
I help them with shower the baby. I help them with breastfeeding. I've found mothers who don't know how to breastfeed or how to handle the baby, who have had cracked nipples. It comes when they don't handle the baby well, and to help the baby to suck well, I help through that. Then the hot water kneading. So it's a whole session, a hot water kneading, then the massage. So when the time is done, you feel good and better. You know, when you have someone like you can be going through something as a mom, but you don't know whom to talk to.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's take it stage by stage, just general information. Let's not go deep into that.
Okay.
What then, when we talk about help shower the baby, you know, one asks, is that really quite important? What are some of the things that you mention or put out for the mother to watch out for when they're washing the baby?
Yeah, I always do it physically with the mom.
Okay, so you do it with them.
Yeah, to see how to handle the baby while showering, how to start showering the baby at the end, and how to do the massages. Because even a baby new massages, they need it.
Okay.
And also it helps, I also do that with the moms to help them to know their baby. Yeah.
There are people, and I've had such stories where they say when a baby is young, you don't shower them. You know, you just wipe them, could be once in a week. Is that true?
No, the baby need to shower just like you. How you shower, you need that water. You need to be clean. Yeah.
So it is important for a mother to know how to shower their baby.
Yeah, and it also helps a mother to bond with the baby.
Okay.
Yeah, like the massages, I also do it, showing the mom how to do it. Like you need to know your baby. Some you may give birth to a baby who has limp legs. So when you know it and it's early, it's easy to correct. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it doesn't do any harm showering the baby while they're that young?
No. It even helps them to sleep better.
All right. Okay. So you could find that, baby crying all the time could be solved by just a simple bath.
Yeah.
Amazing. Let's now talk about feeding the baby, breastfeeding the baby. Take us through that.
Breastfeeding, of course, I'll have to see how you're doing it before. Then I'll take you through what you have to do, how to handle the baby. The posture is important for mom. You need to post yourself well so that you can handle your baby well, to not affect your muscles. Yeah.
All right. And you mentioned about the cracked nipples. Does it mean, you know, then if your baby doesn't latch well, it affects you? So to prevent that, what should a mother do?
To position herself well. Like, for example, you need to sit properly and hold the baby well using the breastfeeding pillow. Then up, do latch the baby, make the baby to latch. It's the baby to latch, not you to make the baby latch. You get it? Some mothers tend to do this. No.
Or you try to force.
Yeah, trying to force. He or she has to know naturally. Yes.
And what if they don't? Because I've also seen mothers who are frustrated. They say, no, my baby has not latched, which of course then leads them to question whether they are a good mother. You know, there are those moments. So then what if the baby doesn't latch?
Position is important. So when you position yourself well, the baby will definitely latch. Yeah.
So it's not a matter of my baby didn't want to breastfeed.
No.
Okay, this is quite important information. That it all depends on the position, that how you hold your baby during breastfeeding. Okay, so you also mentioned that after birth, you also work with the mothers in their nutrition journey. Tell us why it's important for mothers to eat well after childbirth.
A mother has to eat well to look good. Remember, 9 months of pregnancy and labor, it ruins you, the whole of your body. So if you don't take care of yourself those first months, you'll come out when no one was like, what happened to you? So people will be asking, what happened? The baby is looking good because you're breastfeeding, but you yourself, you're neglecting, you're not taking care of yourself. Yeah. So you need someone to help you to feed, to provide. There might be food, but it's not yet ready. It's not yet prepared. Like someone cannot beg your pardon. Someone has to be there to give it to you. As a mom, you need help because you can't be breastfeeding here, shower the baby, and cook food.
Yeah. Okay.
You need someone to provide it to you. Like, you know, you have to take breakfast. You need to just that care. It helps a mom.
It is important.
Also to feel like she's self-worth. Yeah.
Would you say having a doula or just generally someone with you after childbirth would help reduce the number of postpartum depression cases that we have? Yeah,
if someone doesn't have that kind of person to help with, that's when you need a doula. We can have a doula to do that for you because doula is trained. And also that person that you get has to be like a mom, has to know how to handle a mom and what a mom needs. Yeah.
All right. Let's go back now to during the pregnancy period. Other than the massages and helping the mom to pack, especially, and as well as talking to them to prepare for the childbirth, take us through the details of, you mentioned breathing exercises, if I remember well, and you mentioned something to do with the childbirth position. I don't know, quite remind me about that. What does it entail?
I beg your pardon.
Okay, that's okay. You mentioned that during the third trimester, it's important to take the couple through childbirth training. There's a way you put it, you know, like this is how you should breathe, this is what you should do. Take us through the details of that.
Yeah, I usually talk to the couples first. It's all about acceptance. I've found moms who have not accepted that pregnant. It came by a shock. They were not prepared. So you need to talk to them first and to accept it, and also to let them know the afterbirth. Yeah. So I always talk to the couples about to do the kangaroo as a dad. Yeah. The massages, the touches. Yeah.
And the breathing exercises?
The breathing exercises. I usually do stretches with the pregnant moms. Then the pelvic exercises. Yeah, because of that third trimester, the baby is heavy down. So you find the pressure is a lot here. Yeah.
So pelvic exercises would help in reducing the pressure that the baby puts?
Yeah. And the stretches.
And the stretches. All right. And that helps prepare the mother for the childbirth process.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry to take us back, but allow me to, because I remember we didn't get into details. But now during the childbirth, the labor, you are there with the mother. You are talking to them, assuring them that it's okay. You are walking them up and down. You are also rubbing their back, probably, to, is trying to ease the pain. What else do you do? And when now the mother is pushing, are you still also there with them?
Yes.
Or you walk out?
Yeah, I'm still there with them, because you have to be with the mom to support her until the birth is done.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Roughly, how much does it cost? Maybe you could give a range how much it costs to have the services over Doula with you.
Okay, birth classes, I do that before birth. I do 15,000 for 3 sessions.
Okay.
Yeah, so with those 3 sessions, we cover birth classes, what to do, childbirth, how to nurse the baby, how to shower, how to breastfeed. Yeah.
Okay.
And during birth, that's like 2 days. So I always come 1 day before and the delivery date.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 20,000 shillings, Kenyan money.
Yeah.
Then these other sessions, I charge 3,000 exclusive of fare. Yeah, I come to yours, I do the massages, and also postpartum is the same amount, 3,000 per session.
Okay. Are these classes via Zoom or are physical?
Physical. I prefer it physical, because as a mother, you need to reach out to her, to show her. I cannot tell you need to breastfeed like this, you need to do the stretches like this. I prefer it physically, one-on-one, so a mother can feel that affection.
All right. Now, for the massages, let me ask, is it the whole body or is it the tummy? Because we've also had cases where the tummy gets massaged.
It's the whole body.
Okay.
Because you see, like I've had clients who have baby who have breech, so I have to turn the baby.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. And it works?
Yeah, and it works. Even in the hospital, that's what it should be done.
Yeah.
They need to have someone to help with that.
Yeah. Take a sad scenario where then you've worked with a mother and they lose the child sadly, maybe because of different cases. How, as a doula who's worked with them, does that affect you in any way?
Yeah, it does. I'm a mother, so I feel it. I feel the pain. Yeah.
Okay. But then also you walk with them through that grieving journey.
Yes, I do.
What does it entail?
I talk to a mom to calm her down, to tell her it's okay. There's a reason for everything. We can't avoid such circumstances. Yeah.
Well, maybe as we come to a conclusion, what aspects would you mention just generally that would make our viewer want to get the services over Doula?
They need help. I'll repeat this. They need help. As mothers, we need help. Maternal health is my passion. Yeah. When a mom is fine, I'm okay with it. Yeah.
Okay.
So mom needs help. With the society, they always say a woman is a woman, but not knowing what a woman is going through. Like after birth, and my services complement what the doctors do. Like after birth, they'll tell you, go home, you're fine and the baby is fine. Not knowing the depression you're going through. Because even at home, your husband will come and ask you, what are we eating? Not knowing you're breastfeeding, how a day was.
Sure.
Because so you end up like, what happened to me? You can't go out. You can't do anything.
All right, so you need a doula. Get the help of a doula. I know they say that a woman is a full package. You should be able to take care of yourself and stand alone. But it is also okay to as well ask for help. And this help, now we have been informed how important it is. And what I liked about what you said is that doulas would help. If we would embrace doulas, then that will help reduce the very rising cases of postpartum depression, which are very sad today. Every time you tune into the news and you see a mother who's killed her young child and you say, she was depressed after giving birth. But then these services would really help reduce such cases, as well as help you just smoothly walk towards childbirth, confident, no anxiety issues, especially for first-time moms. But before we also finish, let me ask you, for mothers who've then had a miscarriage. This is not a first-time mom. This is a mother who's had a miscarriage. And of course, there are also those anxiety. They have questions. They are worried. So there's also a very special tailor-made journey for them that you walk them through.
Yes, yes. Like before attending to a client, you need to have questions with her. You need to talk to her. You need to know her. Yeah.
Right.
So if I find one, yeah, I usually talk to them about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you work with first-time moms probably who've experienced loss, and also mothers who are not first-time parents.
Yes, yes.
You know, could be this is your third child, but you know you still need the services of a doula.
Yeah, I've had those clients that be like, hey, I feel like I've taken care of myself this time.
Yeah.
They feel like they didn't do it with the previous kid, so they feel good. At the same time, they feel like I wish they knew about the services before. Yeah.
Okay.
And also with the environment, they tend to ask about the baby and neglect the mom. You find the mom has not showered the whole day. Yeah. And no one will ask, have you showered? You find, because she has to breastfeed, take care of the baby, she has not slept.
Yeah. She needs to cook.
She needs to cook, yeah.
Okay. Maybe tell us how mothers could get in touch if they're trying to seek your services.
Okay, I have a IG page as Kuzala Doula. Malita Kuzala Doula. They can reach me on my phone numbers. I use Ugandan number and Kenyan number.
Okay.
Ugandan number is +256 781 66 66 64.
Yeah.
Kenyan number is 011 219 3444.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for what you do and for helping moms through the journey, you know, and for being here as well, for coming to share about what you do. We are grateful for the opportunity.
I'm happy too. I'm glad to be at ACT TV.
Yeah. All right. Well, that is all we had for you today. I hope you have learnt 1, 2, 3, 4 and so many things from the program today. If you didn't know who a doula is, I believe you now know the services they offer and why it is important if you're an expecting mom or a mom who's just given birth to get the services of one. Share this video, ensure that a lot of people have come across it so that they get educated as well. Till next time, thank you so much for tuning in to Transforming Families. My name is Faith Kaulu. Goodbye.